Hi, Grace Kids. Wasn't that awesome to worship together? I love that song. It's one of my favorites. So today we're going to begin with a game called Name That Memorial. Now you might be wondering, what is a memorial? Well, it's something we build that helps us remember a person or an important event. So you got that? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to show you a picture and see if you know what the memorial is. Ready? Okay, here's picture 1. Here's picture 2. And here's picture 3. Do you got it? Did you say the Lincoln Memorial, the World War II Memorial, and the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial? If you did, you got all 3 right. So in our Bible story today, the Israelites are commanded to build a memorial too, because God wants them to remember this amazing miracle that he does so that they will know that he can always be trusted. What was the amazing miracle? Well, listen closely to our Bible story and you'll find out. So we are in the book of Joshua now, and it is now the end of the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness, and they're getting ready to go into the land of Canaan, and Joshua is the new leader. And so when we begin in chapter 1, we read that God commands Joshua to be strong and courageous. And then literally a sentence later, he says again, now Joshua, be strong and very courageous. And then just a little further down, he says again, be strong and courageous. I'm guessing Joshua was feeling like this job before him of leading the people was a little scary and maybe made him a little nervous. But then God says, but you don't need to be afraid because I'm going to be with you wherever you go. I will never leave you. And Joshua trusts God. But there's a problem. Between Joshua and the rest of the Israelites and the land they need to go into is the Jordan River. And it's at flood stage, which means it's deep and wide and the water is flowing fast. There's no way they can get across. But God has a plan. And God tells Joshua, you tell the priests who carry the Ark of the Covenant, that's the big box that is covered in gold that the 10 Commandments are in, those priests are to go into the river, and I'm going to stop the water from flowing. Joshua, the priests, and the people trust God. And so they start heading towards the river, and they keep walking, and they're getting closer and closer. The water is still flowing fast, but the Bible tells us as soon as the priests' feet reached the water's edge, the river, the water, it stopped flowing way upstream, and God held it up in a big pile. And then they stand there firm, not on muddy ground, but on dry ground. And the whole nation, all the people, they walk across on dry ground. And then when they get to the other side, God then tells them, Joshua, you go choose 12 men, 1 from each tribe, to go back into the river, right to where the priests were standing, and get a big stone and carry it out. And then they should build a memorial and stack those stones up. You know why God had them do that? We find out that it's because God really wants the parents to tell the kids about him. And so Joshua says, after they build it, he says to the parents, hey, parents, listen up. Your kids are going to look at this pile of stones and say, hey, Mom, Dad, what are this pile of stones for? And then you need to tell them about what God did, how he piled the water up in a heap and we crossed on dry ground. You see, our God is a God who shows himself to us. He wants us to know that he is powerful and mighty, that he can be trusted. And God, he wants to do the same thing for you today. So continue to seek him and trust him, and he will show himself faithful to you. So as we wrap up today, let's say Psalm 23. And if you've been learning the sign language, go ahead and say that along with me as well. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And this week, we're going to continue to remember God's power and faithfulness by saying, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So let's continue our worship as we sing Psalm 23 together.
Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you are close beside me. The rod of your power and protection, staff of your guidance and correction, they comfort me. For you are close beside me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow 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 forever. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you are close beside me. The rod of your power and protection, staff of your guidance and correction, they comfort me. For you are close beside me.